The following program was produced by an independent community producer. The opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect those of the ECAT staff or board of directors.
Hi everyone, welcome back to Basketball with JUT Podcast. We have a very special episode today, as I have my friend Thomas join us today, who I would like to welcome. How you doing today, Thomas?
I'm doing pretty good. Today I was preparing for a show this Friday.
Nice. Who's your favorite team?
It's hard to decide for me, but it's either between the Lakers or Celtics. I like them equally.
Are you a big basketball fan?
I like it and I watch it most of the time, but I'm not as big as a fan as you.
Alright, today we're going to discuss the All-Star game. The All-Star weekend was in Indiana, which is a really good state for basketball. Basketball's creator James Naismith once said while the game was invented in Massachusetts, basketball really had its origin in Indiana, which remains the center of the sport. This will be a very fun episode as we will be talking about each event, and we are going to have 3 trivia questions about the past NBA All-Star games. So let's get started. Now, time for business. As the first event we'll be talking about is the NBA Skills Challenge, so with 3 teams competing in that event. These 3 teams are the Team Pacers, Team All-Stars, and Team First Picks. Who's your favorite?
My favorite would be the Team Pacers.
Alright. Team Pacers, who had Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, and Benedict Mathurin, who are all amazing players for the Pacers. 3 of them have very good chemistry as it showed during each of the events. They crushed both of the other teams in 2 of the challenges. Now let's talk about Tyrese Halliburton, who's the face of the franchise for the Pacers, as he always puts on a show along with Miles Turner, who's always a solid big man, Benedict Mathurin with his crazy athleticism. What do you think about all 3 of those players? Who's your favorite?
My favorite would be Miles Turner.
Do you think Tyrese Halliburton's really good though?
Yes.
Yeah, he's one of the bright futures of the NBA.
Yeah.
The team also has Tyrese Maxey, Trent, and Scotty Barnes, who are all amazing players with crazy upside. They're some of the youngest players in the whole entire NBA. Trent and Scotty Barnes are both injury replacements, as you're not betting here, but they both deserve it a ton. They're both super underrated guys. Maxey is leaping into one of the upcoming superstars in this new era, as all 3 of them deserve to play in this. Maxey is having a career year this year, without Harden, and Giannis putting up 30 points and 10 assists on crazy efficiency, while Barnes having a solid season with improved offense and defense. Who do you think is the best out of all 3 of these players?
Though I do like Trae Young, mine would have to be Barnes.
Alright, I was ready to hear about the last team, which is Team First Picks, with Victor Wembanyama, Anthony Edwards, and Paul Banchero, who are all really good young players. Anthony Edwards has one of the craziest dunk montages in the NBA, while Victor Wembanyama is one of the best rookies since LeBron. Banchero is a good second-year player, as he always improves over the course of the season. Last but not least, who's favorite player in those teams?
Mine would be had to be Anthony Edwards.
Yeah, with all those crazy highlights.
Yeah.
For our next topic, we're going to talk about the NBA Skills Challenge events that all 3 teams are competing in. The first one is a speed challenge for who can finish the best time, which of course the Pacers won. You had to do multiple things like shoot a floater, dribble around a target, and pass into a net, then shoot a corner 3, and then make a layup to finish it off. It was struggling for some people, but some players had some really good performances. Who do you think had some stand-up performances for this?
So for me, I was the Team First Picks. I thought were gonna win, but Team Pacers.
Yeah.
They got what they deserved.
Yep. Tyrese Halliburton and his team had a good performance as they had the best time. I should have seen it come with all their talents. Team All-Star and Team First Picks both are solid, as well as they had decent times. Next part of the Skills Challenge is the Shooting Challenge, which is all 3 teams get 50 seconds to make as many shots as they can. Whoever gets the most points, win. Team that won was Team Pacers, as they won at the last second with Tyrese Halliburton's half-court shot. All 3 teams are pretty good in this one event, as they have had really good shooters. Do you think they're all good shooters? Like, who is the best?
Yeah. For me, the best would have to be Tyrese Halliburton.
Yeah. With that crazy half-court shot.
Yeah, half courts are very difficult to make.
Yep. Next challenge, they had to do a passing one and a dribbling one to a net. There were 3 nets, and one was worth 2 points. Another one was worth 4 points. The last one was worth 6 points. 30 seconds to complete it. They could either throw in the net or bounce pass it into the net, so it was up to the players. They all had to make one in each, and whoever gets the most wins. Team Pacers and Team All-Stars went to a tiebreaker, which Team Pacers, of course, won at the last second. What was your reaction to that?
Well, I'm not going to be very surprised about that, as Team Pacers won at the last second in the first challenge as well.
Yeah.
But that time, I thought Team All-Stars were going to win.
Yeah, Team Pacers upsetting all the teams. Now that we got the first event done, let's do a fun NBA trivia question about an All-Star game. Are you ready, Thomas?
Yes, I am. Held in Boston Madison Square Garden Club, the first NBA All-Star game took place in what year? 1950, 1951, 1952, 1953. Before I tell you the answer, I would like to go to a commercial break, so stay tuned.
Here we go. My name is Harrison Young, and after 13 years of talk show experience, I seek to bring you the best in interviews with some of the very best guests around, including, and here we are, experts.
I've seen thousands of demons actually come out of the mirror one time.
Wow. Musical guests and artists.
If I say how I feel, would you really listen?
And interesting characters of all types.
I threw that kid across the classroom. Look, he didn't try that ever again.
Wow. Join me at Topic Time on your Eastern cable station anytime they want to play it. And from what I understand, that's quite a few times a day. And I love it.
Welcome back to the podcast, and who is ready for the answer? If you guessed B, 1951, then you would be correct. That is the first year that All-Stars game was played, which is almost 80 years ago, which is crazy to think about.
Yep. Okay, our next topic we're going to be talking about, Celebrity All-Star Game, which involves Shannon Sharpe and Stephen A. Smith as both of the head coaches. The assistant head coach was 50 Cent, who was a really good rapper. AJ Wilson, who was the assistant coach, was Stephen A. Smith, and she is a WNBA player. Thomas, what do you think about 50 Cent and AJ Wilson?
50 Cent, I like his music. I listen to it a lot. For AJ Wilson, I don't really watch the WNBA that much, so I don't know much about it.
Oh, I know she's a star.
Yeah.
Now for the players on Team Sharp, Micah Parsons, who is an amazing football star, won the bright spots. Quincy Isaiah, who was an actor on a show on HBO called Winning Times. Connor Daly, who was a NASCAR driver. Jewel Lloyd, who was a WNBA star, also. Kai Cenat, who was one of the best dreamers. Dylan Wayne, who was an actor. Sir, who was a songwriter and singer. Walker Hayes, who was a country singer. Puka Nakua, who was a rookie wide receiver, who was really good. Annual AA, who was a Latin music star. Last but not least, Lily Singh, who was an actress, scriptwriter, and comedian, and a host, so she could do it all. Thomas, what do you think about the players, and who is your favorite?
Kai Cenat would have to be my favorite. I find his streams entertaining. I hope many of you do, but hey, we all have our own opinions.
Alright, now let's talk about who's on Stephen A. Smith's team. The first player is McCole Hardman, who was a wide receiver for the Chiefs. He caught the game-winning touchdown in the Super Bowl. Metta World Peace, who was a basketball legend from back then. Tristan Jess, who was a content creator for basketball. Jack Ryan, who was a basketball entertainer. AJ McLean, who was a member of the Backstreet Boys. Kwame Onwuachi, who was a chef. Natasha Cloud, who was a WNBA star. Adam Blackstone, who was a songwriter and director. CJ Stroud, who was a rookie NFL quarterback for the Houston Texans. Gianmarco Tamberi, who's an Olympic high jumper. Last but not least, Jennifer Hudson, who's an actress. Who's your favorite out of these players, Thomas?
AJ McLean. He's a member of the Backstreet Boys, that type of stuff. That's
Yep.
also music I listen to. But
Do-
a close second would be Kwame Onwuachi.
You like the Backstreet Boys?
Yes.
Nice. Now that's out of the way. Let's talk about who was really good out of these people. Some of the football players, because they are all athletic. Some of the actors and the singers were also pretty good. Team that won was Team Shannon. Michael Parsons won the MVP. So congrats to him. I don't know, Thomas. What do you think about that event? What was your reaction?
It was a cool idea for an event. Interesting mix of players. It was a good game. I'm glad Team Shannon won.
Alright, let's talk about another event over the weekend, which is the 3-point contest. It was a crazy one, so stay tuned. Players that were in there: Malik Beasley, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Halliburton, Trae Young, Karl-Anthony Towns, Damian Lillard, Donovan Mitchell, and Lauri Markkanen. Who was your pick before it happened?
Trae Young would have been my pick.
Yeah, he can shoot from anywhere in the court.
Yeah.
All 7 of these players are really good this season from behind the arc, as this was one of the most intense and fun 3-point contests in a long, long time. In the first round, there were 4 players who all tied 26 apiece, so it was close, and you were always on the edge of your seat. Thomas, what was your reaction to that?
I agree. No one pulled away. It was fun to watch, but it was very entertaining.
Yep, the one player I'm surprised is decent was Malik Beasley, who's not known throughout the NBA, but he played hard. Lillard and Young and Halliburton and Towns and Mitchell all played solid, as it was really close the whole time. The player that won was Lillard, but I'm not really that surprised. Are you?
No, even though I was rooting for Young, I knew deep down inside Lillard was going to win.
Deep down inside my heart.
Yes, deep down inside my heart.
Player I wanted to win was Karl-Anthony Towns, because he's the only center in it, and he's fun to watch shoot. But that didn't happen, as Lillard won back-to-back 3-point contests. It was really fun to watch him shoot, though. Now there was another 3-point shootout, and it was Steph Curry and Sabrina Ionescu, and a different one where it was the first time a WNBA player and an NBA player has ever faced off in any event. They hope to keep doing it in the future. It was really exciting, and there was a lot of suspense for the actual contest, as Steph Curry won by 3, but Sabrina put up a fight and almost won. They both have been friends for a long time, so they will support each other no matter what happens. Now, Thomas, what do you think about the event of Steph Curry and Sabrina?
Sabrina put up a hard fight with 26 points, going for the record. Curry won with 29 points, as we all know. But the difference with this is that Sabrina started off hot and good, but Stephen finished off hot. It comes down to what Sabrina said. It was, if you can shoot, you can shoot.
That was a good quote.
Yes, it was.
Alright, on to our next trivia question. Thomas, take it away.
Which NBA player holds the record for most points in an All-Star game in NBA history? A. LeBron James. B. Michael Jordan. C. Jason Tatum. And D. Stephen Curry. Before I tell you the answer, we're going to a commercial break. So stay tuned because you won't want to miss it.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, residents of Easton, friends and neighbors. This is Bill Ames,
Co-host with Priscilla Almquist Olsen of the Film Connection.
on ECAT now for over 20 years. We're very proud of that.
And we like to interview guests from Easton who have been involved in the film business.
Actors, producers. We're very fortunate today to have a producer of a film.
Hi there, I'm Gail Devins, and join me as we discover all the businesses that made Easton great. This is a wonderful, wonderful place. I cannot wait. I want to do it. I want to go there. I am definitely coming back, and I know you will too, because I'm telling you something. It is absolutely amazing in here. What a wonderful way to discover Easton. It's right here in Easton. Showing at noon on Mondays, 2 p.m. on Tuesdays, and 11 a.m. on Fridays, only on ECAT.
Welcome back, everyone. If you guys see Jason Tatum, then you'd be correct. Funny enough, he actually broke this record last year as he was on fire. Thomas, did you see that game when it happened?
I saw the highlights of the game when my dad was watching it on ESPN.
Yeah, that was a crazy one. Alright, let's talk about the dunk contest, as there were 4 players who were in it. Only one of them was an All-Star this year, while 2 of them were not in the NBA, and one of them was a rookie. 4 players who were in it are Jaylen Brown, Mac McClung, Jaime Jaquez Jr., and Jacob Toppin, who are all really athletic and should all deserve to be here. Of course, I think Jaylen Brown is the best out of all of them, because he makes some crazy moves to the basket, to the rim, and he is crazy athletic, while Jaime Jaquez Jr. is a rookie who's outstanding and deserves to be here, as he has improved over the first half of the season. Thomas, what was your reaction to Jaylen Brown and Jaime Jaquez Jr. and them?
I was impressed. I was surprised to see Jaime Jaquez Jr.'s abilities in this game. I didn't have much high hopes for him, as he's a rookie, and I didn't think he was going to do this well.
I don't even know the last time there was a rookie in this. Yeah. Jacob Toppin has a brother who won the dunk contest a couple years back. Obi Toppin has a must run in the family because he put on a show. But of course, we all know everyone was waiting for me to say the one and only Mac McClung, who was in the G League, who is outstanding, and he is built different, as he can dunk over anyone or anything, because he has hops for being in the G League. So one of the most entertaining events this whole weekend is it came down in the last dunk between Brown and McClung, who both were going back and forth like tennis balls getting hit. What do you think about Brown and McClung in the final round?
I think he did awesome. He proved to me that he's where he should be.
Yep. Hopefully he's in the NBA soon.
Yeah.
Mac McClung won as this is his second time winning, as he's an impressive player, as he outplays some of the best in the game. That was one crazy event, and the atmosphere of the definitely felt different. Thomas, what do you think of it? What would you say to one of the players that competed in it?
Well, it was one heck of a game, and they all definitely deserve congratulations for their impressive athletic ability. But, yeah, that's it for me.
Alright, last event we want to talk about is the All-Star Game, which is the highest scoring All-Star Game out of all time. There were multiple records broken in that game. Teams are back to the East versus West, which is fun, because that format is better than the players picking who they want. Do you like the old format where they picked who they want, the captains, or this, like the format where it's East versus West? Which is your favorite?
I like the new format, East versus West.
Yep. So the players in the East are Tyrese Halliburton, Jason Tatum, Bam Adebayo, Damian Lillard, and Giannis Antetokounmpo for all 5 starters. Who's your favorite, Thomas, out of all 5 of those?
Nikola Jokic. Did I pronounce that right?
Well, that's for the West.
Oh, never mind.
Almost.
Yeah, almost. It would have to be Tyrese Maxey.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Is that correct?
Tyrese Halliburton.
All right.
Yeah.
No offense.
The bench of the East consists of Paul McHale, Jaylen Brown, Jalen Brunson, Tyrese Maxey, Scotty Barnes, and Donovan Mitchell. Now that's what I call a stacked team if I've ever seen one. The whole team is good in general. They have some of the best players at each position. They have Tatum and Giannis, who are the leaders for this team. What do you think about Tatum and Giannis as the 2 best players on the team?
I think he deserves it. They deserve it.
Now over on the West team, the stars are Nikola Jokic, Luka Doncic, LeBron James, Kevin Durant, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Bench of reserves from the West team are Devin Booker, Stephen Curry, Anthony Davis, Anthony Edwards, Paul George, Kawhi Leonard, Karl-Anthony Towns. West are a good matchup for the East, as they both have had really good lineups with strong leaders. It's one crazy game as the East won with Damian Lillard, who won the All-Star MVP for the East. There was some standout players from the West, when Halliburton hit 5 threes to start off the game in their first All-Star game they've ever hosted. What do you think about all this stuff?
Yeah. So, it was pretty entertaining for all these guys to be put on this team. They all deserve much appreciation, and they are also where they need to be, and they're going to make it far in life.
What do you think of Damian Lillard hitting almost 40 points and hitting 11 threes, setting an all-time record in the All-Star game.
I was excited to see that happen.
Can't hate on Damian Lillard. No.
Yeah, no. Lucky it happened in our lifetime, though.
Yep. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown went crazy, as usual. There was some really good offensive plays, but there was no defense whatsoever. There was some really good passes by Jokic, and Brown with a couple of dunks that looked like Michael Jordan back then. Thomas, who do you think is better out of these loaded rosters?
So if I had to choose an active player, it would be LeBron James. He's been playing at a high level for decades.
Yeah. He's everyone's GOAT in everyone's eyes, almost.
Yeah.
Now, who's ready for a final NBA trivia question? Thomas, take it away.
Who holds the best three-point shooting record in the three-point contest? A. Stephen Curry. B. Klay Thompson. C. Damian Lillard. And D. Buddy Hield. Before I tell anyone the answer, even though I know you all want to know it, we are going to a commercial break, so don't miss it.
Welcome to Service Matters, a weekly radio show that talks about the good things that are happening in local communities and beyond.
Since 1978, the Eastern Food Pantry has been dedicated to providing food to our neighbors in times of need. As long as there's hungry people in our community, our doors are open, our hearts will be open to help.
We also like to talk about the good things that people do to make a difference, and in many cases, to make dreams real for folks out there in need.
Just to chat about, as you say, some of the good things in life. There's some of the good things, the great things, and the happy things.
And certainly watch us on ECAT, Eastern Community Access Television.
Hi, I'm Jen from Fantasy Crafts. Turn your average household items into fun for the whole family. Let your imagination run wild. It was my decision. You be quiet over there. Fantasy Crafts playing Monday at 3 p.m., Wednesday at 1 p.m., only at ECAT.
Welcome back, everyone, and I hope you got your snacks, because if you guessed A, Stephen Curry, then you would be correct. Stephen Curry actually held this for the past 4 or 5 seasons, as he hit it a while ago.
That was crazy.
Yes, it was.
For the last topic that me and Thomas would like to talk about, is how the head coaches are decided for being chosen for the All-Star game. Head coaches this year were, of course, Doc Rivers for the East, who coached the Milwaukee Bucks because he's one of the best head coaches of all time. He deserved every vote. What do you think about Doc Rivers getting the head coaching position?
He was very lucky to get this position, as I know a lot of famous people would want to get where he is, where Doc Rivers is.
Yeah. For the West head coach, it was Chris Finch, who was a stellar year head coach from the Minnesota Timberwolves. Head coaches for this event are decided by the team record, who has the best record in the conference. Head coach and the captain always has to be from the same conference, so it can't be one player from the East, and then the head coach from the West. You also cannot be the coach 2 times in a row, which is not a good rule, because whoever deserves it should get it. Right, Thomas?
Yes.
Every coach needs to get a fair opportunity to coach it, so they made up that rule. Joe Mazzulla, as we have seen, could not be the head coach this year, because he was last year, which is kind of dumb, because he deserved it a lot. What do you think about him not getting the position, because he was last year?
Well, I think he can just wait a couple years till he gets it again. He had it, and I think more people should deserve to try out that position.
There's a lot of young coaches this year that are really improving.
Yes.
Instead, it goes to the second best head coach in the conferences, if that was the case, which is still pretty good though. A couple fun facts: Red Auerbach was a head coach for the All-Star game 11 times in his career. There are 3 head coaches who represented 3 different teams in the All-Star game. They were Alex Hannum for the Hawks and Warriors and 76ers, Lenny Wilkins for the Hawks and Cavaliers and Supersonics, and last but certainly not least, Doc Rivers, who was the head coach for the Bucks, the Celtics, and the 76ers. What is your opinion, Thomas, in this rule for being head coach for the NBA All-Star game? Is it a good rule or is it not a good rule?
I think it was a good rule. It was also smart because it allows other coaches to have a chance to be a part of this great weekend.
Yep. Well, that's all the time we have for today, everyone. I'd like to say thanks to Thomas for being on my show. And I hope we can do it again, because I've had a lot of fun doing it with you, my friend. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope to see you next time on Basketball with Jut. Bye, everyone. Have a good night.
Bye.